You know that feeling you get when your most anticipated game has the absolute worst pre-order bonus model ever? Yeah, you don't, because you aren't me. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is my most anticipated game for the next year. This is the game that's making me wet, because considering Human Revolution is one of the best games of last generation, and Deus Ex was one of the most important games of all time, I'm expecting big things from Mankind Divided. It's a game I've been waiting on for years, and I was ecstatic when it was announced. I must have watched the reveal trailer 20 times and the extended gameplay demo 10 times. I have the music on my phone for crying out loud. This is a game I was hyped for, and I don't get hyped frequently. So I'm sure you'd understand my dismay when I came across a video on the Deus Ex YouTube channel entitled Augment Your Pre-Order. Any video with pre-order in the title raises some red flags. Many of you are familiar with my stance on pre-orders. Not a big fan, to say the least. In fact, I kinda hate them. I've discussed the topic at length, so I'm not gonna retread old ground, but to give you a summary, cutting content and expecting the people to buy the game up front when it could potentially launch broken is bad for us. The pre-order culture is fucking terrible. Since the beginning of the year, I have made a concerted effort not to pre-order games anymore, and I was hoping Deus Ex would be spared from this cruel fate, but I guess expecting your favorite franchises not to get raped in this era of gaming is too much to ask. Let's run through this fantastic scheme! So, there are 5 tiers, each of which provides certain pre-order bonuses. Each tier is unlocked based on how many pre-orders are made. So, they're expecting you to basically recruit people to pre-order the game in order to unlock the tiers. Sorry, but that's the job of your marketing department. Gamers are not responsible for trying to encourage people to pre-order your game. This also means Square Enix are putting the burden of pre-ordering on gamers by holding certain content ransom unless a certain number of pre-orders are achieved. Off to a flying start already. Tier 1 is your standard skins nonsense, but as you have to choose only 1 out of the 3, it means you can't get them all, no matter what you do. This is like where a bunch of retailers have an exclusive skin each, where unless you buy a copy of the game from multiple stores, it's impossible to get the full game in terms of pre-launch made content. Joy. Tier 2 is a choice between the soundtrack and the digital art book, 2 things I would like, but you've got to choose. The Witcher 3 included both, but I guess that would just be too generous for Square Enix, wouldn't it? Tier 3 is a mission, which, no, you don't lock away missions, for fuck's sake. Are you seriously saying you don't get enough pre-orders? This mission will just cease to exist? I know this is a big RPG, but you don't cut out substantial pieces of in-game content like missions for the sake of buffing your fucking pre-orders. Tier 4 is a choice between a novel and a book, which again, as a fan of the series, are 2 pieces of content I would like to have. You know, if you're doing pre-order bonuses like this, why don't you just let people have both? Making people choose isn't going to help increase your pre-orders because you're essentially drawing attention to the fact of they can't have everything, even if they pre-order. This is so stupid! Now, don't even get me started on Tier 5. Tier 5 will see the game released 4 days earlier than its current release date of February 23rd. I kid you not, if the game gets enough pre-orders, it will release 4 days early. If you can release the game 4 days early, you should be doing that already. Yeah, this is definitely the most egregious of the bonuses. By locking it at Tier 5, meaning a high number of pre-orders must be achieved, it's forcing gamers who want to play this game, like me, to go out and get people to pre-order so the game will release earlier. You should not be holding the game hostage until you get enough pre-orders to satisfy the shareholders. God damn, that's so dodgy. You know what's even more insulting? You've got the announcer going, the possibilities are endless. That's a lie. You're forcing people to pre-order for content that should be in the game, as well as to get an earlier release date. You have to choose between the bonuses that should all be bonuses. This is what I don't understand. Let me tell you something. I would have pre-ordered this game if you didn't include this tier shit and didn't cut out the missions or the skins, but if the bonuses were just the art book, the soundtrack, and the extended lore content, I would have pre-ordered that. Those are good bonuses. Additional content not within the game that cannot reasonably be expected to be part of the game is a good bonus. I could have gotten behind that, but not this. No way. I was so upset when I came across this information. If this was for a different game like a new Call of Duty, I wouldn't be upset because the choice is easy. I just won't buy the game. But this is Deus Ex, one of the last bastions for choice open-ended gameplay, and stealth within the AAA market. I can't support this kind of business practice, but what can I do? I'm not pre-ordering, you can bet your money on that. How dare you put the burden on me to pre-order the game so that content within the game is unlocked and made available, on top of tempting fuckers with the releasing the game earlier. And it's not a situation of pre-order and play earlier. No, this is holding the game hostage. What is this shit, a fucking Kickstarter? And if any of you out there go, what's the big deal? I think this is great. Which obviously some goobers are thinking since the video has likes and videos discussing how bad this is have dislikes, go to your mum and tell her that she failed you. This is terrible. And now you scum suckers who kept defending pre-orders see the result of your willingness to accept bad business practices. When you accept getting screwed under the excuse of it's not a big deal, it keeps getting worse and worse until it legitimately becomes a big deal. It's all because the company will continue to push their luck to see how much they can get out of you. That's capitalism, and it works when the consumer is looking out for their best interest too. But in the modern consumer landscape, not just in gaming, but in all fields, consumers seem to be getting dumber and dumber, more willing to accept bad things. But that's a larger rant for another day. I hate it when I see ill-informed pricks called gamers entitled. Am I entitled for expecting the full game I paid for? Am I entitled for saying that expecting gamers to pre-order and encourage their friends to pre-order to unlock tiers of bonuses is unfair to the consumer? Am I entitled for saying that holding a game hostage for its release date is scummy? Am I really? Would you accept this if it was for a movie, or a book, or a TV show, or your songs, or anything else? No, it's just gaming where you accept this. So what do I do now? Do I buy this game and not pre-order, or do I not buy it, period? This was the one game I wanted to buy, and now that's seriously been brought into question. I wasn't going to pre-order to begin with, but I'm questioning whether or not I'm even going to buy the game at all. The one game I was really hyped to play. Thanks, Square Enix, for putting me in the worst position ever. All I wanted was to play Deus Ex and have it unadulterated by your bullshit, and you couldn't even do that. Thanks a bunch.